So this 28th of October, 28th of this month, right? 28th of June, we have Jagannath Ratha Yatra, right? So by ISKCON Sheshadripuram, so all of you are invited for that program. So as a part of that program, so we will remember Lord Jagannath pastimes, so that we will get that mood to receive Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Okay, so let us begin this class. So let us start with the prayers. Right. I hope my screen is visible. So welcome to Ratha Katha. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Nitai Chaitanya ki jai, Parashuram Bhagavan ki jai, Vamandev ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai. Before we continue, I would request you to please turn on your videos so that it's easy for me to see who has come. Can you turn on your videos? Thank you very much. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. So let us start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we regularly chant all of these prayers today. So the topic for today is Lord Jagannath's pastimes. So the topic is, why would Krishna, the most beautiful of all, take that form which looks incomplete? Right? You see, Krishna is called Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Krishna, right? He's so beautiful, Tribangi Lalita Shyamasundara Rupa. But in this form of Jagannath, you see, he has no fingers and he has no eyelids and he has no legs as well. So it's like a drum. See, some like LPG gas cylinder, right? Isn't it very strange? So it's not that the form is incomplete, okay? We will hear the backstory behind all of this today. And we'll also hear about the devotee named Salabega, right? So first we are paying our obeisances to the Guru Parampara, mainly to Srila Prabhupada. And then we are chanting this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prayers. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So it means that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always accompanied by his plenary expansion of Shri Nityananda Prabhu, his incarnation Shri Advaita Prabhu, his internal potency Shri Gadadhara Prabhu, and his marginal potency Srivas Thakur. He is in the midst of them as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, we are invoking Panchatattva here because this Katha cannot be understood by intellect. It is only to be understood by Bhakti, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu freely distributed. So it is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who danced in front of the Lord Jagannath's chariot, Ratha. And it is he who revealed the secret of Jagannath's Ratha Katha. So this Ratha Katha is inspired by, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so prayers, will start with prayers. This is a special prayer that we have not done before. This is special prayers to Jagannath. Neelachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Would anybody like to unmute and try this prayers? New one.
Yes, Prabhuji, I remember it by heart also.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Pranam Hare Krishna. Neelachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. So Neelachala Nivasaya. So Neelachala Dham. We are going to speak about Neelachala, that is Jagannath Puri Kshetra. So let us picture this setting. Okay, the Lord who resides in Neelachala, that is the Puri Jagannath, with his elder brother Baladeva and his internal potency Subhadra Devi. He is in Vaikuntha also, but you don't need to think that Lord is in Vaikuntha, I cannot meet him, but he is here also, you see, in Neelachal Dham. So for us, so that devotees can go and take darshan of the Lord of the universe. So Jagannath is the Lord of the universe, and he is the Lord who comes out of the temple just to see his devotees, just to see you. He is coming out of his temple. So that is Lord Jagannath's mercy. We'll discuss that more. So Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So now we have to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, all of us together, right? So not mechanically, but just like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to participate in that Ratha procession. And then when he used to chant, he used to sing, dance, and his hair was standing on the end. And tears were flowing like rivers through his eyes. And his voice was choked. So in that mood, just like a small baby crying for the mother. So that is the mood in which we have to chant this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra loudly, so that the Supreme Lord mercifully glances upon us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare.
Krishna. So now what we are doing today is we are going on a virtual yatra. So we are all here, wherever you are, you'll be there. But we will virtually go and visit Jagannath Puri Dham and come back. Okay? So first of all, let us try to understand a little bit about Jagannath Puri. What is the significance of Jagannath Puri? So we all know that there are 4 places which are very significant for Hindus. In our dharma, it is said that you have to visit 4 dhams. It is the Badrinath, and then we have Dwarka, and then we have Rameshwaram, and then we have Jagannath Puri. So on the north we have Badrinath, right, where Lord Badrinath is there, Satya Yuga. So it is recommended for the Satya Yuga. It is said that the Lord wakes up in Badrinath. And towards the west we have Dwaraka, that is in Gujarat, and that is Dwarkanath, right? So that is in Dwapar Yuga. It is a very important place to visit. And this is the place, it is said, that where Lord dresses himself up. And then towards the east in Odisha, we have Puri Jagannath, or this Puri. So this is for Kali Yuga, and this is where Lord eats. I'll tell you something very interesting. In this Puri Jagannath, it is said that Lord, after he finishes eating his bhoga prasada and he washes his hands, before his hand becomes dry, there should be another set of bhoga offering ready. So 56 items are offered to the Supreme Lord over numerous number of times. Actually 56 times over the day they will be offering the Lord. So this is a very beautiful place. This is the only place where it is offered so many number of times. And then there is one place called Ananda Bazar in Jagannath Puri, where the prasadam, that is the offered food to the Lord, is distributed there. It is sold. Okay, you can get some, you can buy some sweet prasadam, you can buy khichdi. So many items which are offered to the Lord are given here. So that is Jagannath. Very, very merciful. So the south is Rameshwaram. So it's in the Treta Yuga. Very important for Treta Yuga. This is where the Lord sleeps. Okay. All right. So let us see this. This Jagannath Puri Dham is also known as the Sri Kshetra Dhama. Sri Kshetra Dhama. And it is also called as Puri. It's called Puri, or the Purushottama Kshetra. Purushottama refers to Lord Krishna. And we see that there are 3 deities in Jagannath Puri: Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. And Jagannath is Lord Krishna, Baladev is his elder brother Lord Balaram, and Subhadra is his sister of both. So this is in the shape of a conch shell. If you see this, the Puri Kshetra is in the form of a conch shell like this, right? So that's why it's also called as Shankha Kshetra, Sri Shankha Kshetra, or also called as Sri Kshetra. Okay, so this is the significance of Jagannath Puri Dham. Okay, very, very beautiful, very merciful Dham. And then there is a very large temple of Lord Jagannath known as Sri Mandir. So this Mandir, the main temple of Lord Krishna in Jagannath Puri, is also called as Sri Mandir. Thousands of devotees queue up to take the darshan of the Supreme Lord here, right? And let me tell you, there are many, many mysteries about this Sri Kshetra or the Sri Mandir. There are many mysteries and many secrets and a lot of stories behind this. Let us listen to some of them. So it is said that the Sri Mandira has got 4 gates: the north gate, east gate, west gate, and the south gate. So the east gate is the main entrance, also called as the Simhadwara. And then we have the south side gate called as the Ashwadwara. And the west side gate is called as Vyagradwara. Vyagra means tiger. And the north side gate is called as Hastidwara or the elephant gate. Right? And then nobody knows how old this temple is. It can be many thousands of years old. So of course, there have been a lot of invasions and invaders have attacked and destroyed the temple, sometimes parts of it, and again reconstructed. That kind of reconstructions keep happening. But originally, this temple, how old it is, nobody has any idea. It's so old. That is Jagannath Dham. Okay, so near the entrance of the Simhadwara, there is a deity of Patita Pavana Jagannatha. I'll tell you the story of this. Once upon a time, there was one Gajapati king by the name Ramachandra Dev. So this king Gajapati, he was forcibly converted to Islam by the invaders. And because he got converted, he was never allowed inside the temple. The reason is, the temple management have a very strict rule that they do not allow any non-Hindus to enter inside the temple, which is even the case till today. So, but this king, Gajapati King Ramachandra Dev, even though he was converted, he was a pure devotee from inside. And he was always longing for the darshan of the Supreme Lord. So then, he used to always be trying to take darshan of the Supreme Lord. But then, what happens is, because he was such a great devotee and he was not allowed inside, the Lord himself manifested near the entrance of the Simhadwara, which is visible for everybody. Anybody who is not allowed to come inside also can take darshan of this Patita Pavana Jagannatha. Patita means somebody who is fallen. So even if the most fallen people also, Lord is purifying them. That's why it's called Patita Pavana. Patita means fallen. Pavana means purifier of the most fallen people also. That is Patita Pavana Jagannath. So Jagannath is very, very merciful. Okay. So yes, so let's go forward. We are entering inside the temple now. And we have taken darshan of Patita Pavana Jagannath. And when we enter inside this temple, to get into the main shrine, there are 22 steps. That's why it's called Baisi Pahacha, because there are 22 special steps leading to the temple. And there is something very interesting here. On the 3rd step, there is a black color kind of a stone called Yamashila. I'll tell you the story of this. So it is said that anybody who comes to Jagannath Puri Dham and takes darshan of Lord Jagannath, they will be going back to Godhead. Does not matter how many sinful reactions they have committed in this lifetime or the previous lifetime, all of them would be cleared. They would never have to meet Yamaraj and they will all go back to Godhead. It is said like that. So therefore, everybody who used to come inside, they used to go back to Godhead and they were completely cleansed of all sins. And then Yamadharmaraj went to Lord Jagannath and requested that, my entire place has become empty now, vacant. What should I do now? Because everybody comes to Jagannath, they take darshan and they're completely free and they're out of my jurisdiction. What should I be doing? So Lord Jagannath said, okay, he's very merciful. He's merciful to Yamaraj also. So he said, anybody while returning, so when you're entering into the temple, it's okay, you can step on the Yamashila, that's fine. But when you're returning, when you're coming down the steps, if you're going to step onto that third step, the Yamashila, by mistake, whatever pious credit that you got, which would have stopped you from going to Yamaraj, that will be gone. So this is the reason why, you see, there's so many secrets. That's the reason why we should go to this kind of dhams with devotees. So when we go with devotees, we'll get to hear so many stories like this, right? So, and also there is a one hole, on the steps, where the pandas there, the pandas are the priests, okay, the priests or pandas, they will be offering oblations to the forefathers. So for example, we go to Gaya, we go to different kind of places like Gaya, etc., different places to do oblations to the forefathers, so that we get the depth towards the forefathers is clear. So here it is said that there is a place, dedicated place on the steps where the pandas will be sitting, and you can offer oblations to your forefathers. The pandas will be offering the prasadam that is offered to the Supreme Lord. That prasadam they will be putting inside the hole. They will ask you to put inside the hole. So it is said that if you put inside that hole, this prasadam will be reaching to your forefathers and they will all be cleared of all sinful reactions. You see? And it is also said that in Jagannath Puri, all the devatas, all the Devi Devas assemble here to take darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, let us proceed inside and take the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here are the main deities of Jagannath Puri, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. And who installed these deities? Lord Brahma installed these deities. So there is a backstory behind this which we will be discussing over the next 5 days or so. The story of King Indradyumna Maharaj and how he had installed these deities with the help of Lord Brahma. So you see, this is Lord Jagannath. So after the Jagannath Puri Yatra, the Lord is dressed in Sona Vesha. This is called Sona Vesha. He is decorated with so much of gold. And you can see Lord Jagannath is towards the extreme right. Okay, black and big eyes. And he has got no eyelids. So he's always keeping his eyes open. And you can see a very big smile on his face. So he's very pleased to see his devotees. So and also you can see that there is a red color lining around the eyes. So it is said that when somebody is very merciful, the eyes become very red. So Lord's eyes are red. So he is very mercifully looking at the devotees. So anybody who takes darshan of Lord Jagannath, they will get all their wishes fulfilled. So that's the merciful form of Lord Jagannath. And then towards the extreme left we have Balabhadra or Baladev. Baladev means Balram, the elder brother of Lord Krishna. And his color is white. His color is white. Again, you can see him with big eyes, right? So in the center is Subhadra Devi, that is the sister of Krishna and Balaram, who is in yellow color, right? Hare Krishna. So let us see some more things here. There are many temples in Jagannath Puri. There are so many temples temples of Lord Shiva, Parvati Devi, Narsimhadev temple, Rama temple, Hanuman temple, Lord Chaitanya's temple, Varaha, and others. We'll discuss some of them during our sessions. So, there is something very interesting about this construction here. It is said that there is no shadow of this. I mean, at any point of the day, this has been constructed in such a way that there is no shadow of this structure. This is the main sanctum sanatorium. So that is the speciality. Okay. And there are many things, like they say that that no birds flow or fly above these temple also, right? Many more things like that. I'll tell you something very interesting. Okay, you can see a very huge chakra, okay, on top of the main structure here. This is Sudarshan chakra, also called as a Neela chakra. So it is said that even if you cannot take darshan of the Supreme Lord, if you can take the darshan of that Neela chakra, it is as good as taking the darshan of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so seeing this wheel or this Neela chakra is as good as taking the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I'll show you one interesting video here. So what happens here is, so there is somebody who changes this every single day. Let me show you that. I'll show you a video of how they change it, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I hope you are able to see this. You see, every day there is a devotee who is dedicated for this service, who will climb up the temple, and there's a huge flag. Okay, that would be changed every single day. So daily this ritual is done. So generally nobody is permitted to be standing on the Sudarshan chakra, but this is the only devotee, because he is doing this service, he has to do it. You'll see that every single day this tradition has been going on since a very long time. So the devotee climbs up and removes that flag which is already there, and then changes this flag. And something very strange about this flag is that, so you see, the flag always goes as per the direction of the wind, but no matter the direction of the wind, the flag always flies in certain direction. This is one of the interesting things about this flag. You see, he's changing the flag, so every single day the flag is changed and installed there. And then, yeah, it is tightly secured there. And something very strange happened, okay? There was one incident happened. This was in 2020. The flag caught fire on its own. And then we had COVID-19 in 2020. So that was like a bad omen, okay, when that flag caught fire. Okay, so let us continue this. One moment. Yeah. Okay, are you able to see this? Okay. So we're talking about this flag here, and this Neela chakra. It is said that this chakra itself weighs 1000 kilos. That's the weight of that chakra. Okay, it's very massive. Let me tell you something very interesting, devotees. When we say Jagannath Puri, Did you ever think about what does Jagannath mean? Jagannath, if you split that word, it is Jagat plus Natha is Jagannatha. Jagat means universe, that which goes and comes. Jayate gachyate iti Jagat. So that means it is created and it is destroyed. That is Jagat, that is the universe, Brahmanda. And Jagannath means the Lord of the universe. So Krishna is not Lord of India or Lord of some part of India. His Lord is not even Lord of the world, he is a Lord of the universe, Jagannath. And there's some more interesting facts. There's no shadow for the structure. It is said that there are no birds that fly above this Jagannath Puri in Jagannath temple in the Puri Dham. Okay, so here is a question that we get. Why is Jagannath looking so strange? You see, Jagannath is, Krishna is supposed to be in Tribangi Shyama form, that is three bends with a flute and looking very beautiful. Why is Jagannath looking in such a way that, Jagannath is looking like flat without legs, there are no fingers, there are no hand, just two hands like this, and a big eyes, smile, looking completely different from Krishna's form. Right? So why do the deities look like this? There is a story behind it. So now, this is the story of Lord Krishna in Dwarka. So Krishna has 16,108 wives, all of them secured in golden palaces, majestic palaces. And all of these queens of Dwarka are very beautiful. But at night, it is seen Krishna is every day speaking, in sleep. Sometimes it's very scary, right? So if somebody in night, if somebody is speaking, we get scared. And if somebody is speaking, then what is wrong? We get scared about it, right? So like that. So Krishna is actually crying in sleep. He's saying, Radhe, Radhe, Gopi, Gopi. Like that he's crying. He's not saying Satyavama. He's not saying Rukmini. So he's murmuring, Radhe, Radhe, Vrindavan, Vrindavan. And he's crying. And his pillow is becoming wet out of his tears. So the queens are very confused. So they're wondering, what is wrong? Why does Krishna always remember Vrindavan? What is so special? What is so special about Vrindavan? Krishna is still thinking about Vrindavan. He's always thinking about Radharani. He's not thinking about us. So he's with us, but he's not with us. So then one day they decided to find out what is the problem. Okay, so they went to Mother Rohini, right, mother of Balaram, and asked, what is the problem? Why is that Krishna always thinks about the gopis and Radha, and he's thinking about Vrindavan in the night? So what is the problem, right? So then she says, you see, there's a story behind it. If you know the story, what happened in Vrindavan, then you will understand why Krishna is always thinking about Vrindavan. But then the queens become very curious and they say, please tell us the story, please tell us the story. Then Mother Rohini says, no, I can't tell you the story. The reason is, because if I start narrating the story, and somehow by chance, if Krishna and Balaram come and hear that story, they will never come back to Dwarka, they will go back to Vrindavan. They will leave Dwarka forever and they will go back to Vrindavan. That's why I don't want to tell the story. So one day they make a nice plan. They say, okay, we will make a plan. So one day, when Krishna and Balaram have gone outside and we know that they're going to take time to come back, at that point of time, we will all assemble in a hall. And then we will keep Subhadra Devi as a guard. So when Krishna Balaram comes, she will alert us and we will stop the story. That was the plan. And then, that was a nice plan. And then Subhadra Devi is also standing as a guard there. And then the story started. And then Rohini Mata started to tell about all the beautiful pastimes of Krishna. How little Krishna was going to houses and stealing butter and doing so much of mischief. How all the Gopis used to come and complain to Yashoda that Krishna is stealing butter, right? And she was going on and on and on and on, and everybody went into a trance, including Subhadra Devi, who was standing at the gates guarding. So she was in a trance and she forgot what she's doing. And Krishna Balram also came. So Krishna stood on left side of Subhadra Devi. On right side is Balaram. And they also started to hear these pastimes of Vrindavan. And they became completely immersed, absorbed in that pastimes. So immersed, so immersed, so absorbed in that pastimes. Simply hearing that sweet pastimes of Vrindavan, they entered into Mahaprakasha Bhav. It's called Mahabhava Prakasha. So it is a very special bhav which comes only for the Supreme Lord and very exalted devotees. So they were in that completely in a trance, right? So that's what was happening. So here is Krishna's story, right? He was always thinking about gopis and chanting about gopis. And they decided to find out what it is, right? And then Krishna Balaram should not be hearing it. And then they started narrating all the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. The queens were hearing it and they completely lost themselves. At that point of time, they completely became absorbed and entered into Mahabhav Prakash. And it happened so that, all their fingers, everything went inside and their eyes became very big. And there was a big, beautiful smile on all their faces, right? So they became like this. So their eyes became very big, dilated, and their hands and legs disappeared inside their bodies in that trance. Okay, so at that point of time, you see, Narada Muni came there. And then he saw this wonderful form of Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. That is Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra. And then he started to shout, right? That I have seen it, I have seen it. You're trying to hide something, but I have seen it. And then he started to pray to Krishna and Balaram that please manifest this form to everybody so that everybody in the world can have darshan. This is such a rare form that human beings cannot have darshan of. Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra immersed in trance, hearing about their own story. Krishna and Balaram hearing their own story. And in that trance, you see, Krishna is so merciful. So it's like this, right? When somebody is very happy, you can go and ask him anything and he will give you. Whatever you ask, he says, okay, do it. Whatever you do, he's going to excuse you. So that is Lord Jagannath, very, very merciful form of Jagannath, right? So Lord said, yes, to fulfill the desire of this devotee, Narada Muni, Krishna manifested this form as Lord Jagannath, and he eternally resides in the Shri Kshetra Puridham. So this is the backstory of why the deities of Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadramai, they look so different from the regular deity forms of the other temples, or even the regular form of Krishna, or the 400 form of Krishna is different. 200 form of Krishna is different. Jagannath form is very, very different, right? Okay, let's go on to the next section. Let us recite some shlokas. Here are 2 shlokas from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, so I would like one of the devotees to please recite this. Anybody wants to recite this? The way you do it is like this. Yeah, if you can do it in this tune, it will be interesting. Daru jale rupe Krishna prakata samprati darshana snane kare jivera mukati. Can you try that tune?
Shall I, Prabhu?
Yeah,
Prabhuji, can I?
Yeah.
Daru jala rupi Krishna prakata samprati darshana snani kare jivera mukati.
Yes, please read the translation.
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, in this age of Kali, Krishna is manifest in 2 forms, wood and water. Thus, by enabling the conditioned souls to see the wood and bath in the water, he helps them become liberated.
Yes. So Daru. Daru Jale Rupe Krishna Prakata Samprati. Daru in Sanskrit means wood. So there is a wooden form of the Lord. By taking darshan of the wooden form of the Lord, that is Lord Jagannath. One can go back to Godhead. And there is water form of Lord. Do you know what is a water form of Lord? What is the when Lord becomes into water? What is that water?
Shir Sagar,
No,
Prabhuji, is it
Ganga,
Yamuna?
Ganga. It's Ganga. That's right. So that's right. That's Ganga. So when Lord takes the form of a wood, he becomes Jagannath. When he takes the form of water, it becomes Ganga. Let's continue. The next one. Yes, please. Anybody who wants to read this?
may I?
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Daru Brahma Rupe Sakshat Shri Purushottama Bhagirathi Hana Sakshat Jala Brahma Sama. Translation. Lord Jagannath is the Supreme Lord Himself in the form of wood, and the river Ganges is the Supreme Lord Himself in the form of water. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. So Lord Jagannath is the Supreme Lord in the form of wood. So what happens is, and the story of Indradyumna Maharaj, he finds a Kalpa Vriksha which came from Vaikunta. Kalpa Vriksha means a tree from Vaikunta, descended from Vaikunta, and it was floating on the ocean. So this wood, with that wood, Lord's deities were carved. And that's why you see this is Daru Brahma. It's Sakshat Brahma. Brahma is Krishna, Supreme Lord, in the form of wood. Therefore, it's Jagannath. And when that Lord takes the form of water or a river, is Ganges. So let us see, let us discuss some stories of devotees of Lord Jagannath. Every day we'll discuss devotees of Lord Jagannath because Lord is unlimited and his devotees are unlimited. And his story will be incomplete without glorifying his devotees. So today we will discuss about a great devotee by the name Bhakta Kavi Salabega. So this Salabega, what is different is that he is not a Hindu. In fact, he is actually a Muslim. But he was a great devotee of the Lord. Because Lord doesn't see any kind of distinction. He doesn't have a distinction that, what is the birth of anybody or anything. He just sees the heart of the devotees, okay? So let us see the story of Salabega and what is his greatness. What was the backstory of Salabega? So actually Salabega, there's a story here. What happens is that he is a Muslim poet and a great devotee of the Lord, and he was not allowed entry into Sri Mandir. Actually, in fact, even today, there's no entry for anybody who is not a Hindu in Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath Puri Dham. Okay, so even now, like there's a lot of discussion going on to give some kind of exception for some devotees who are foreign devotees, right? Who are devotees of Lord Krishna, who are following all the rules and regulations to allow them to go inside the temple, but still that's still not fructified yet. So this rule has been there from many years, and his father's name is Lal Beg, who was actually a Muslim kind of commander. He is okay, and his mother is Lalita Devi, who was actually a Brahmin lady. This Lal Beg was the governor of West Bengal and Odisha, and he was a very powerful commander. One day what happened was there was a lotus pond where he saw this a beautiful Brahmin girl who was actually a widow, and he wanted to marry her, and he forcibly kidnapped her and took her to his palace. But Lalita, she had no choice but to accept him as her husband. So and then what happened is he says one condition to her that if you marry me, I will not attack Jagannath Puri. I'll not break that temple. Otherwise, I'll break it. So she accepts to that condition. And even though she gets converted and she becomes Fatima Bibi after getting converted to Islam, but internally she was a great devotee of Lord Jagannath. She was always praying to Jagannath. So what happens is Lal Beg, he died one day in April 4th, 1608 in one of the attacks by some strangers. And Salabeg, after the death of his father, he took over and he was fighting against the Odia kings, Gajapatis. And he was very powerful, and he was also, eliminating so many temples and like that. Okay. And in one battle, he became completely wounded. I was so wounded, he was so wounded that he has no choice. He was about to die. He was completely about to die. And then what happened was, so there was no choice. At that point of time, Lalita tells an option that why don't you worship Lord Jagannath? So, but then let us do a Ratha for 11 days, At that point of time, he says that how can we do it? We are Muslims, right? So then he says, no, you don't know my story. The thing is, like, your father kidnapped me, and that's how I converted into a Muslim. So then she says, anyways, you have no other choice now. Why don't you worship Lord Jagannath? I've heard so many pastimes from my childhood about Lord Jagannath, how merciful he is. And that way he is convinced, and he says, okay, let's do a trial. And he just worships Lord Jagannath very sincerely. And in 12 days, he completely becomes all right. Actually, Lord Gopinath appears in Salabega's dream, and he gives him some kind of a vibhuti, some kind of a lepana, that is some kind of an ointment, and he's completely cured. So then Salabeg gets faith in Lord Jagannath, and then he goes to Vrindavan, and he stays there for 1 year. He associates with so many devotees, and he becomes a great poet and a great devotee. And when he comes back to Odisha, and he wants to take darshan of the Lord. So when he wanted to take the darshan of the Lord, he was not allowed inside. Even before he came to Odisha main temple, on the way coming back to Puri Jagannath, he goes to Balasur. Okay, there is one place called Gupta Vrindavan. There are the Shyam Sundar deities of the Lord, but he is not allowed to take any darshan of the Lord. So he prays very intensely to the Lord, and then what happens is the Lord Shyam Sundar disappears from the place, and then he appears in the king's dream, and he gives instruction to break the wall for Salabeg to take darshan, because he is a very good devotee. So the king actually breaks the wall to let him take darshan. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Sorry, devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, devotees. So then the wall is broken, and then Salabeg gets the darshan, right? And then what happens is he goes to Jagannath Puri, and he wants to take darshan of Lord, but he's not allowed inside. So he thinks that, okay, let me go to Ratha Yatra, because in the Ratha Yatra, the main Mula Virat, that is the deity which is there within the temple, the main deity comes out. So generally what happens is, whenever there is some kind of Utsava, there is a separate deity called Utsava Vigraha. But the Mula Virat who is there inside is not moved. But only in the case of Jagannath Puri, what happens is, Lord Jagannath, who is the main deity which is there within the temple, comes out for giving darshan to everybody, so that everybody can take darshan of the Lord. So like that, he thinks that, okay, let me go and take darshan of the Lord. And he is on his way from Balasur to Odisha, that is to Jagannath Puri. So, but then there's a lot of trouble that he has to go through, and he is unable to somehow make it in time. So he gets delayed by 7 days going to Jagannath Puri. So then when the Ratha started, by the time Ratha Yatra already started, then what happens is that Nandi Gosha Ratha, that is the main chariot of Lord Krishna. There are 3 Rathas there, okay? One for Lord Jagannath, one for Baladev, one for Subhadrama. So the one which was for Krishna, that is Jagannath, that stops. And despite all the attempts from all the elephants and all the heftiest wrestlers and all the people, the Ratha doesn't move. Right? And then until this devotee Salabek comes and gently pulls the Ratha. Right? So that is how Nandi Gosha starts to move. Right? So the place where the Ratha stopped, okay, that's called Balagandhi. So that is a place where this Ratha stopped for Salabek. So Lord is so merciful that for the sake of his one devotee, he stopped the Ratha procession entirely. So that is the kind of exchange that Lord does. So then this land has been donated as a samadhi for Salabek, because Salabek spent all his life writing songs, glorifying Lord Jagannath in this place only, where the Lord's Ratha stopped. So every day there's 2 pieces of Khaira Chula Jagannath Mahaprasad is offered there. So there is a Mahaprasad will be offered here near the Samadhi for him. So he presented himself as like one of the wretched devotees of the Lord. You see, this is the mood in which we have to approach the Lord. Trunadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. The mood in which we appear, Lord, is that we consider ourselves to be humbler than a straw on the street. Then we get the mercy of the Lord. So, Patita Pavan Lord Sri Jagannath ki Jai. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatume. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. O Lord of the universe, kindly be visible to me. This is called Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatume. Hare Krishna. So devotees, yeah. So if you want to add something, or if you have any questions, you can ask. Or if you want to add something, those of you who have gone to Jagannath Puri and want to add something, share something, you can please add. Hare Krishna. So I hope you are able to unmute yourself. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Hare Krishna. Yes, devotees. Anybody? How many of you have gone to Jagannath Puri?
I have been there, Prabhuji.
Okay.
I have been there. Yeah.
Okay. And did you know about the Yamashila? Did you take care of that when you went there?
No.
Okay, you didn't know that. Okay, no problem. Yeah. So Sindhu Mataji, yeah. Any question?
No, Prabhuji. It was very nice stories.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. And then yes, Komala Mataji, your hands. You wanted to
Yes,
speak?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then with Pranam. Yes, when we last visited Puri Jagannath, we were fortunate enough to get that flag that is changed. I think at that time they were just getting it down and the priest was having it. And he was actually giving it only to some people. And somehow we were very fortunate to get that. So very glad to have that, Prabhuji. I have it still. So that I just wanted to tell.
Right. Very nice.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Something very interesting is there is a toothbrush with which they brush Lord Jagannath. You see, just like in the earlier days, we never had any brushes, right? So there used to be some kind of a neem stick that will be used for we chew that neem stick, right? So like that, Lord Jagannath has got a brush. Okay, so that brush is given as a prasad to devotees, and our Guru Maharaj has that stick, Jagannath stick, so with which he gives us blessings. So it's so nice. I don't know how many of you got that opportunity to meet His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, but when you meet him personally, he touches with that stick on the head. So Jagannath toothbrush. Hare Krishna. Yes, anybody wants to add something who has been there? Who else has been there to Jagannath Puri?
Prabhuji, I've gone to
White
Jagannath Puri, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
It was very nice. Like I felt that divine power inside the temple. It was quite crowded, but still it was very nice. And one more thing is there is a sea next to Jagannath temple, and one of our friend is in Jagannath Puri only, near the temple they stay. Prabhuji, he took us there, and he was telling that the sound you listen to the sea waves. Can you hear anything?
Though it is next to the temple, we cannot hear any sound of the sea at all. That is one amazing thing, because just there is a wall is separating, but still it's a really wonderful temple, Prabhuji. You can see.
Yeah,
Very nice.
so many mysteries are there, so many stories, so
Yeah.
many mysteries, so many things have happened, so many pastimes of the Lord have happened there. Yes, that's right. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you very much. Sunita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, Prabhuji, last year also, like I heard to your illustration, this Jagannath Puri story, like um, I pray that I visit Odisha at the earliest. Somehow, as you were illustrating the story, I had the fetish that I want to, see him in person. So I think this is like, I think now it's June, right? By October, I could go. But in meantime, my friend also said that who had been in February, she had told me it's very crowded and her father is a little short, like 5 feet. She said like I really couldn't have a darshan because it was very crowded. So I always had this in my mind that maybe the darshan may not be pleasant, but somehow I think with mercy of Jagannatha, like the hotel where we were staying in, there was another batch of people who had visited and they gave us a priest. We were just exchanging, understanding how to visit and what's the best way and what's the best time. Fortunately, she gave me a priest number. I mean, it was so like I was always very confused and till the darshan, because I always had this in my mind that it's very crowded. Will I have the darshan or not? And the priest said, if you come by 3:30, only we can help you. So since we were going from I forgot Bhubaneswar to Puri. It was like almost like 3 o'clock. So we didn't have our lunch also, so we hurried. But trust me, from the time we parked our tempo traveler, there is a buggy that takes you to the temple. They put me right in front of the temple. I didn't even walk. I mean, what I'm saying is it was so convenient, and the priest was waiting right there. He took care of us so well. He, took us inside, and then we had a very nice darshan. We came out and we had prasadam. It was like we were very hungry because we didn't even have our lunch, and we hurried because we knew if we have lunch, then we may miss out the priest. So it was like, we were so hungry and watching the flag hoisting, we were sitting there having the prasadam. So it was a very, very overwhelming kind of a feel, and felt very blessed, Prabhuji. And thanks to you, because of your storytelling, um, I really wanted to visit and seek his blessings there.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank you. Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for sharing your experience. Hare Krishna. Sumantra Mataji, Hare Krishna. You wanted to say something, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
With Guru Maharaj's mercy, and I have visited Jagannath Puri. I visited Jagannath Puri for the Rath Yatra also. And in those days, we were allowed to climb the Rath, which we are not allowed now. Amongst the rush also, I somewhat got a place within the temple, within the place where the deities were coming. I could touch them. I was a part of, which is very rare, I was a part of it. And the ocean of people are there. Itna bheed. My Prabhu somewhere, I somewhere. And it's so hot. It's very, very hot. Then Guru Maharaj's mercy again. Of course, I did pull the ropes, and then even in the Gundicha, we were fortunate enough to do some seva. They cleaned the temple. Last year, I went for the Snan Yatra, and the miracle was, I was supposed to go through a friend who was very close to the minister, and she said, "Nahi bhai, Didi, aaja, everything is arranged." Somehow I had a feeling that then she said, "No, the Panditji is there. He'll do everything for you. Don't worry." Somehow, like just 2 days before, I told Prabhu, I said, "I don't know. She will not arrange things for me, and I have to see the Snan Yatra." He said, she's so close to you. नहीं, minister तो इतना close है, तेरा अपने आप हो जाएगा, तू क्यों इतना घबरा रही है? I said, "No, I have to." Prabhu, you won't believe my Prabhu was talking to one of he was talking to a Prabhu, and they were having a slight conversation about the temple and a little dispute. So I knew the Prabhu, and I told my Prabhu, just give me the phone. And I spoke to him. I said, Prabhu, do you know somebody in Jagannath Puri? I'm going for the Snan Yatra tomorrow. I said, I never ask you to do anything for me. Just do it for me. He said, Mataji, kya itna chota baat bol raha hai? He said, he'll pick you up from he'll pick you up and everything will be done. And Prabhu, believe me, it was a miracle. It was crowded. People couldn't get into the temple. He, his son and I, three of us, he knew the priest there. I had darshan of the Lordship in the temple that day. I mean, like even when I had to get in, I was squeezed like a lemon. It was so crowded. The next day, at a given time, we went in for the yatra when the deities were coming. He said, Mataji, stand here, get up, stand on this. You will get very good darshan. Don't go in front. He put me on top of a rock-like thing where a few people were standing. I had beautiful darshan. And then the Snan Yatra, it was pouring dogs and cats. He said, if I take you right in front, you will not be able to see it because the deities are high and you will be a little low. You will not be able to watch it. He said, if you really want to have darshan, he took me quite far. And he placed me again on a stone, this thing. And of course, it is crowded and it was pouring. Prabhu, I had such lovely darshan. And then in the night again, Gajendra ka jab they decorated, he knew a Pandit there. Again, he took me through a shortcut. Of course, there is rush. He put me, we went in through the line. We were very close to the deities. We had darshan. And the Panditji took us to a place where the Rajbhog was served. Only a few about 10-15 people, I must say, Guru Maharaj ki aur Paramatma ki itni kripa ho gai that I have watched. I have watched the Sona Vesh also, and with the grace of the Lord, Vapsika, with the only thing I hadn't seen was Snan Yatra, which I did last year, and now with the grace of the Lord, on the 3rd, I'm going to Puri. I hope with all your blessings, I get darshan and I get a chance to do something in Gundichar. It is tough. Believe me, it's rush. But kahin na kahin kripa aisi ho jati hai, and Guru Maharaj ki aisi kripa rahi. Last year was a miracle. Usse pehle, somehow or the other, I got such close darshans, Prabhuji.
Jai.
Like देखो तो आंखें फटी रह जाती है. It's something very amazing.
Jai.
पहले रथ यात्रा में you could go inside the near the deities also, and you could you could climb up, and if the pandas how it is, toothbrush me, you could touch them, you could you just had to give something to them, and they would let you do any you could climb up all the 3 rathas which has some more stuff. So please, I tell the devotees, when you're young enough and you have the enthusiasm, please go. Don't ye mat socho itna bheed hai. As when you become older, it becomes more difficult. So Prabhu, please pray for us that this time when I'm going alone.
Yes.
Even last time I was alone, my Prabhu didn't come. So please pray for us that I get good darshan this time also. Thank you.
Sure.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yes. Anybody wanted to add something? Okay. So
Yeah, I just missed to say this, that since we didn't have lunch, we didn't know prasadam is served there. Like, we're very naive to the place, new place. So it was like he knew we were hungry, and the priest himself said you can have prasadam here. So that was very heartfelt. I just felt like he understood that, and we're really very hungry also, because we had breakfast around 10 and we hurried to Jagannatha because we didn't want to miss the darshan.
Right.
And by the time we came out, it was like 5:30, and I'm still okay. My all 5 sisters, we had gone together, so they are a little more age. Like, they start from 65. They're of different age, and my brother-in-law is like 70 plus, and they were really hungry. So I just felt he understands us from inside.
Jai,
So
nice.
that's so heartfelt, Prabhuji.
Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna. Nirmala Mataji, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I also got an opportunity to visit Jagannath Puri. I did not know the realms, and after your narration, it really makes it's an eye opener for me, Prabhuji. Many things, and you asked about the 22 step by sea. What was that, Prabhuji?
Baisi Pahadi.
Bari
Baisi Pahad.
Bahaj. So that black stone was there, no Prabhuji, because there was a guide.
Right.
Tulsi
Okay.
Mataji, we had gone along with them. So she had been through her we went. So we all, from Sakara Nagar, all of us went. So then Mataji told much earlier that these are all, she had given a briefing earlier. So we were asked not to step on that stone, as you told Nos Prabhuji. So I remember very vividly when you were describing about those bias steps. The next point that I remember was, we never get tired, Prabhuji. The moment, इतना थकावट महसूस ही नहीं हुआ, इतना भीड़. As Mataji was telling, she was squeezed like a lemon. It was worse. We were almost squeezed like a sponge, Prabhuji. This mad rush. And of course, there were other people also who take advantage of the rush. That is another part of it. But we were concentrating on the deity and the Lord Prabhuji. After that, when we came out, they say that is a Chapan Bhog, that. And then they also told the fire is never put off in Jagannath Mandir. Is it true, Prabhuji? The cooking goes on incessantly.
Incessantly, because there are
And
thousands of devotees who come and they have to offer 56 times. That's the reason why they don't. It is the fire is always on. I mean, they may not be cooking in the midnight, maybe. I'm
okay,
not
okay.
sure. But it is, they'll keep the fire on. They don't extinguish that fire, from which they use that fire. There'll be one fire from which they will take the fire, and that will be always on.
They will transfer it. Correct, no, Prabhuji? Yes. And then there were those matkas, they are arranged, Prabhuji, one top of the other.
There's one on top of the other, they stacked up. Yes.
And the one which is on the topmost will get cooked first.
That's what
That
they
is
say. Yes.
that is one more thing.
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify. Is it true, Prabhuji? Yes,
Well, that's what they say. I've not seen it personally, so I cannot say. Okay. So that's what they say. That's one of the things that is special about it. Okay.
And another thing is, all the pots that has been used will not be reused. It is
Yes,
not
that is
what.
there. They don't reuse that pots. Once that pot has been used, they will break it and they will use it for something else. But they won't reuse that pots again. So one time only for Lord's cooking. After it's done, it's disposed. Yes. There's a special.
Whenever we go.
We'll discuss that. Okay, that's going to come. Okay, the special kitchen of Jagannath. We'll discuss that in the upcoming days. Kitchen of Jagannath, how the cooking is done. All of that we'll discuss. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Dandavat Pranam.
Welcome. Hare Krishna. Sumantra Mataji, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
Sorry, Prabhu. In Jagannath Puri, Ekadashi is also tied. She's tied up there.
Sorry, what is tied up?
Ekadashi is tied up in the temple.
Oh, Ekadashi is tied up in the temple. So
Yeah.
people don't
do
follow
Ekadashi. Yeah.
They don't do Ekadashi.
Mahaprabhu's followers only do, others don't
Only
do.
Mahaprabhu followers do Ekadashi. Others do not do Ekadashi.
Do not do Ekadashi then.
Thank you for telling that. Interesting point.
And when you see the pandas in Jagannath Puri, I mean, you see the relation, like they said, Dwarkadish, maybe Dwarka, this maybe whenever they open the temple, but there's no time in Dwarka.
There's no time in Dwarka.
And in Jagannath Puri, they are so casual. Like कोई friend हो ना, मुंह में पान है, कुछ भी है, हाथ भगवान के ऊपर है. Like, it's a very different. I mean, it's not like you are following any rules and regulations. के हाथ दो, they're so casual. The pandas there with the details. They were like, the Lord is so merciful. He's so merciful.
The Lord is so merciful. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Janavi Mataji, you wanted to say something?
Prabhuji, I just saw in the news that Garud came and took away the flag and went the Jagannath Mandir. So is that some sign of bad omen, Prabhuji?
Who
The
took
news
away?
side,
What is the news?
Garud, one bird, Garud.
Okay, some
they were
bird took
telling.
away.
Took away that flag and went off. And is that some sign, Prabhuji, bad omen like that?
Possible, Mataji. It's generally, it's such kind of things are a little bad omen only, obviously. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Yes, Hare Krishna.
sorry. Yes, I also heard this, and they said it was a bad omen. And the next day, the Ahmedabad flight disaster happened. They said the first time a bird flew over the Jagannath temple and took the flag, and the second day this disaster happened. I mean, this is what is it up in WhatsApp, huh? What? Yeah, like 25 is a tough year.
Right. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Devotees, Ganesh Prabhu, you want to say something? Gange Prabhu?
Prabhuji, of course, we visited twice, and we don't in the first of the Ratha Yatra, we can every year. I think that the wheels have been being changed every Ratha Yatra.
Yeah, the entire Ratha will be reconstructed. It's like every year they'll construct it and reconstruct. They'll use it as a firewood after the Ratha Yatra is over.
Okay, I think we visited, of course, special darsana we got at 10 o'clock. We have been asked to there, and we got very much darsana done. Of course, the Mahaprasadam, and we had all completely. All other things, I think our devotees have displayed it. They were more special. But of course, Lord Darsana, we can be to have so much. Thank you for this one.
Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, devotees. Ganesh Prabhu, you want to say something?
Nothing, Prabhu, nothing.
Okay. So, okay, devotees, thank you very much. Thank you for joining.
Krishna Prabhuji, there is another point which was which I would like to share. That is because we got a place to stay right opposite to the temple, Prabhuji. So we were at the crack of the dawn. We were there on the gallery outside, and we could watch the sunrise. And we could see it was such beautiful. It was a foggy morning. It was very nice, Prabhuji, and. From whichever angle you see, you will see that the Sudarshan Chakra on the top, it is round. It will not be in, supposing it will be not like a vertical, horizontal or anything. Whichever place or whichever direction you go, it will appear as if, yes, it is right in front of me. It will be round. Somewhere it should be in, I don't know how to put it. It will be like straight line. No, it will not even appear as a straight line in any angle at any point of the time at any in any place. Throughout the place of that Jagannath Puri, you will find whichever angle you see, it will appear to be round only, Prabhuji. That is another point, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for adding that. Thank you, devotees.
Hare
Thank you for
Krishna.
joining.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I heard that the heart of Krishna is inside the Jagannath.
They say like that.
And every 12 years they change it. Yes.
It's called Navakalevar changing. We'll discuss about that in the upcoming days. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Yes. Hare Krishna.